Okay, so today I wanted to explain how to prevent your GameCube memory cards from corrupting data. Now what would happen is you would go on your GameCube and you'd go to the memory card and it would say that the memory card was corrupted and that you had to format it to use it again. Now what you'd have to do to prevent this is have two memory cards, and you would copy data from the one in the normal slot to the one in slot B, and then if your normal memory card corrupted, your other memory card would have the data and you would just copy it back. Now why this happened, I think, was that the memory cards, they were not as stable as data now, so because of that, data was more likely to corrupt, and it happened to me a lot, unfortunately, but since then never had any corrupt data, so it was just something that happened on the GameCube. And I think as well what it was the data. If you had a lot of data on your memory card, it built up and up and up, and eventually it was too much for it and the memory card would just corrupt, and so you'd lose all of your data. Now you won't get this on consoles now because they're more stable and they are able to hold a lot of data, like 350 gig, so that's not going to be a problem. But if you do plan on getting a GameCube and you're going to play a lot of games on it, I would recommend copying data to your other memory card a lot, because if your normal memory card's corrupt, you could lose a lot of data, well, if not everything. And there's no reason why it happens, it'll just happen at any time, but normally it tends to be like getting on for a couple of years, but it can happen at any time, so you need to make sure that your data is copied to another memory card to prevent this from happening. This didn't happen as much on the PS2 because it was more stable, but it did still happen. But it helps if you have an official memory card. So I can't remember what the ones that Sony did were, but the official ones were much better at keeping the data. They could keep them for sort of like 3-4 years. But the GameCube, even with official memory cards, it could still struggle. There weren't any games that caused this, it just happened randomly, but make sure when you're playing that you save a lot so that you don't end up losing data. And that's the end of the video.